Coming up, a national radio news anchor's career is cut short with a diagnosis that changed her life forever. But her strong will is keeping her optimistic about the future. Details coming up. You're on the beat with Kim Betton. Hot topics, cool conversations, right here, right now. It's always a pleasure to see Jill.
How are you? I'm doing fine. I like the shirt.
Thank you so much.
We first met on the job where I worked as her producer at USA Today Sky Radio in the Washington, D.C. area. That's when Jill was a hustling and bustling national radio news anchor for more than 20 years.
AP Network News, I'm Jill Cohen. A mother in Boston loses nearly 20 years with her daughters because they're yanked away.
And then one day in 1996, Jill was devastated to bear the bad news of being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
I ended up in Washington, D.C. I anchored at WTOP, the all-news radio station. Then I went to Sky Radio at Gannett, and then I went to Associated Press Radio Network, where I anchored, I reported, I even wrote for the Newswire. I was at WCBS, my 6-day job. I was working 5 days a week in D.C. Then I flew into New York City to do the nighttime shift at WCBS. Well, I was getting a little dizzy and my vision was getting a little blurry. So I went to the doctor on the following Monday. They did a battery of tests, including the head scan, everything. They tested me for everything. And they said, wow, you have multiple sclerosis. Little tiny white dots in the brain. That's multiple, more than one. Sclerosis comes from the Latin word for scarring. You have little scars on your brain, and it's not good news, Jill.
Jill eventually had to leave her job, and after going through phases of physical changes, she can no longer walk or move her left arm and hand. And because of her condition, she cannot hold her head up exactly straight. But the wife and mother of one doesn't consider herself to be a victim of MS. Instead, she says she is a person who is living with MS and has a new take on life.
I have certain challenges, just like anybody would have a challenge in their life. And I go around the challenge, I go over it, or I go under it. Nobody is going to stop me from surmounting or going through or around, over or under a challenge.
Another such challenge that Jill conquered was giving birth shortly after her diagnosis.
I said, I still want to have a baby. And he goes, well, I don't advise that you have a baby. I said, doctor, just watch me. And I had the baby, and I was 39 years old when I gave birth, and I was so careful when I was pregnant and 38. Followed the diet, the March of Dimes diet, just took bed rest after 4 months because I wanted everything to be perfect. My son came out a genius. He came out taller than my husband and loves to dance like his mother used to.
Reports show more than 400,000 people are living with MS in the United States, and that the disease is at least 2 to 3 times more common in women than men. This gender difference has been increasing over the past 50 years. Despite the odds, Jill says half of the battle is staying focused and maintaining a positive outlook on life. And that positive outlook spills over into creativity. Jill has traded in the microphone for writing books and social media. And it's all a part of that tenacious attitude that she has and her keen wisdom and dedicated drive.
My day is filled with creative items. I love Facebook because I can write with Facebook. I can play music on Facebook. I can talk to friends. So social media and writing books and things like that. Oh, and I've started writing lyrics for songs. And I want to learn Spanish. I also want to learn American Sign Language. My sister's deaf and she signs. I said, Amy, can I learn to sign with only really one functional hand? She said, oh, yes. So I'm going to take a sign language course in a couple of months.
Every second of your life should be one to cherish, says Jill. She often shares the message with her friends and loved ones. Basically, she says, make the most of each and every day.